Guy, I'm here with King of Pressure Wash, and yeah, I know I'm probably not. Hopefully, I can get a good live in here. You might hear some airplanes going over. I got some water behind me here, but we've been traveling, and I wanted to just jump on. I've been talking to different people, and here comes a plane now that might be loud. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me or not, but I wanted to hit on some things about success, right? How do we get to success? And how do we get our average ticket to $1,000? And this is something that I think a lot of people, and if you can hear that playing louder than me, just put in the comments so when the next one goes over, I know just to shut up a little bit. But how do you get successful, right? How do we take and be successful for our pressure washing business, and how do we get to our $1,000 average ticket? A lot of times I see people and they say, man, you know what, you can't get to $1,000 average ticket. You just can't do that in my area. There's no way you can do that. And thank you, Connor, for answering that. There's no way that you can get to $1,000 average ticket. And I want to just talk a little bit about that right there, because here's the deal. I've seen some people in this July of 2023. Some have had record months and some have had not so record months. Even some of my better guys that, have a pressure washing business did not do very good in there. And so my first question to you all is how was your job out of 1 out of 10? Was it a 10? It was amazing. You hit all your goals, and if it's where you wanted to be at. Was you a 5? You did okay. You didn't hit your goals, but I could have did better. Or was you a 1? Right? It just sucked. You was hoping for 10, 20, 50, $100,000, and you came in at a lot less. I'm asking you, rank from 1 to 10, how was your all's July? Because, it's one of those things that some people, I always say July and August are slow months. They've always been slow months. The only time they're not slow months is if we are doing things to get us ready for July. And a lot of times we're not doing those things that we need to do to get for July. And yes, you're right. And that's why I preach that we need to have our commercial jobs ready to go for July and August, because that is when the time we need to make sure that we do this stuff and we make sure that we are pushing our July jobs in there. And so let's hit on some things before we get started here. I see a lot of people in here. This July was better than last year, but still was short of goals. And I've talked to some pretty heavy hitters that, they were way low. And then I've talked to some guys that did really well. And some of them were in the same area. Imagine that. So let's talk about how do we get to this $1,000, and what kind of got me going in on this. Getting into a routine scheduling post on all my media channels. Got to be like Greg. I've only been getting roof washes here lately. So let's talk about what makes success, and how are we able to get to our $1,000 tickets. A lot of times when I start teaching people to either do pressure washing or Christmas lights, they always come up to me and say, Jason, I want to start low, and then once I start getting some success, I'll raise my prices. And I really don't like that strategy. That strategy will usually bite you in the butt. $19,200 for the month of July. I'm assuming that's awesome. I don't know. It depends on if you're a one-man band, or if you got 3 or 4 crews, one-man band. That is definitely, we need to work on. Right? That's an awesome sale. So what do I need? Why do you teach me to do high ticket pricing versus starting out? And here's the thing. As we start growing a pressure washing business, and as we start, a lot of times, most people that start a pressure washing business are one of 2 people. They're either a Um, um, they're either right. You start your pressure washer, and now Jason's telling you that you need to charge $200 to $300. Jason, you're trying to hurt my business, and I'm not trying to hurt your business. I'm trying to help you get better at doing sales, get better at creating better stuff for you. And that's the reason why I want you to grow your business. That's the reason why I teach high ticket sales. I teach it because, you know, I have had some people on in the past and they actually do the low ticket sales, right? And they do quantity. And I'm not saying quantity is bad, right? Quantity, you can grow your business with quantity also. But it's something that you have to think about as we are growing and scaling our business, right? And I know I'm in the dark here and I'll be in the light here. I'm trying to move where I'm at so I can get better signal. And so this is something that we have to think about as we are growing and scaling our business. And sometimes it's not always easy to be able to do this. And sometimes it can be really hard for us to do this. And sometimes it can be really uncomfortable for us to do this. And so that is why I try to teach you all how to grow and scale a business with using high ticket scale. Don't get me wrong, you can be a Walmart and make money. And you get enough customers and you can do enough $200 jobs that you'll make money. But if you want to grow and scale, it's really hard to do this with the low ticket sales side of things. Now, I know some people will be like, I'll come in low and then I can upsell. Well, if you're coming in low and you're upselling, right? These are things that you can do. And if you're really good, I have seen a couple people be good at that. But a lot of people aren't very good at doing the low ticket sales. And so this is why I teach the high ticket sales. It's a little bit harder, but it's one of the things that if you want to grow and scale, you've got to raise your prices. You've got to get your average ticket up to $1,000. How do we get our average ticket to $1,000? Well, if we're only offering $400, $700, and $800 packages, we're never going to get an average ticket of $1,000 sale. It will never happen to do that. I promise you $100. It will never happen. If you are doing $200, $500, $700 is the only thing you're offering, guess what? Your average ticket's going to be $300. And we're never going to get it to $1,000. Now, I'm not going to say it's easy to get your $1,000 sales. It can be very tough. You know, and that's the thing about this. I'm not trying to hurt your business. I'm trying to help you grow and scale. I'm trying to help you get to where you can do it. Because here's the thing. If you're doing $1,000 average tickets, that means usually you're generally making money. It usually generally means that you can do 2 jobs a day and you're at an average price of $2,000 a day. $2,000 a day will get your business up and growing. Because $2,000 a day, that means you can spend $200 a day in marketing, right? Because if I can spend $200 a day in marketing, and that's 10% of my cost of my jobs, then guess what? Your business is going to grow, it's going to scale, and it's going to get to where you want to be at. And that's what you got to think about. A lot of times people don't think of it that way. They think of, oh, I can't spend $200 a day in marketing. Well, why can't you? If you're an average of $2,000 a day, how do you think you get to an average of $2,000 a day? By marketing, right? Because you know, I seen somebody post in my group the other day of, you know, my average ticket it's high compared to everybody else. Well, what's everybody else? I don't always go off of what is everybody else, but it's high and I got an 80% close rate. Well, that tells me that you need to raise your prices some more, because if you're not raising your prices and you're closing that high, that tells me you're still too cheap. Because that tells me that you're still scared to raise your prices, that you don't want to get those no's. So there is a point that you will start getting no's. And here's the thing. People will think that I will start losing more work. I won't get as many jobs. And you're right. You won't get as many jobs, but you'll make way more money. Did you catch that? And let me ask you this question right now. How do we make way more money? Can anybody tell me how we make way more money? It's not by doing way more jobs. right? We think if we do way more jobs, we'll make way more money. No, because if we do way more jobs, that means we got way more labor. That means we got way more cost in gas. That means we got way more, you know, supplies. That means we get all of that just goes up, right? And so if we get way more on our pricing, and that means we can do dollars, right? It's not rocket science, guys. It's really not rocket science. It's really about how do we grow a business and how do we scale this business? How are we able to grow and scale this business so that way you can make more money and be successful? Because if you're doing 3, 6, 10 jobs to make, $2,000, where all I got to do is 2 jobs, that's where we want to be at. Now, you might say, Jason, how do we get to our average ticket of $1,000? Well, that's a good question. And the thing is you got to ask for it, right? You got to raise your prices and you got to ask for it. And you got to put in packages. You're not just putting if they're calling you for a $300 house wash or a $500 house wash or a $700 house wash, that's not all we're giving them. We're giving them a $700 house wash. We're giving them a $400 exterior window cleaning. We're giving them a $400 concrete cleaning. We're giving them a $200 gutter clean out. We're giving them, right? We're building that package so that way when they come here, that's how we're able to do that. And so this is definitely something that you have to look at and do this as we are growing and scaling our business. And I know sometimes it doesn't always seem easy, and you might call me crazy, but that's all right. You can call me crazy because I want you to be successful. Again, if you got an average of $2,000 a day, that means you can spend $200 a day in marketing, right? Because if we got $2,000 a day and we got 5 days a week, that's $10,000 a week. That's $40,000 a month. That means we can spend $4,000 in marketing. And now people will be like, there's no way I can spend that much. Well, that's why you ain't getting your average ticket up. That's why you're not getting more people, because of that. What did Aaron put on? Let's see, Aaron. I handed out 400 business cards this week, put out 25 yard signs, hung about 300 door hangers, door knocked 2 days straight this week, looked nice, tucked in shirt, not one call. Well, you know that those weren't the right 400 people. Where did you put your yard signs out? You only put out 25 yard signs. What did the yard signs say? Where did you put those yard signs? 300 door hangers. Here's the thing. 300 door hangers and 400 cards are about like 2,500, 5,000 door EDDM, right? It just takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. Again, we are in July and August. It's going to even be harder. And I'm not saying it, but 25 yard signs, that's just the start. That's just scratching the surface. That's something that you have to look at. You up your sell another $200 on a $200 job, you're doubling it. That's customer will not do that. Aaron, excuse me, but this was over 2 weeks. Any of the vets in here have any advice? Yeah, keep doing it, right? What's on your business card? How are you presenting? What are you doing that you could be doing better? Who is your target market? Are you going where all the dirty houses are? Are you going where the clean houses are? Where are you putting out your yard signs? Are you putting them in the dirty subdivisions? Or are you putting them at the nice subdivision? Are you putting them in Walmart parking lot? Or are you putting them in Whole Food parking lot? Right? These are things that make what's the difference in growing a pressure washing business. And again, this is hard times right now. This is hard times of July and August. And I'm not just saying that to scare you. I'm telling you, July and August has always been crappy for everybody from 10, 15 years ago that I've been in business and I've been doing this. I'm not lying to you. I'm not going to blow smoke up your butt and say, you can go start a pressure washing business in July and August and it's just going to blow up on you. You may get lucky and get a $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 job, but it's probably going to be really hard to get that, because it's not easy to get that, right? It's hard to be able to get those bigger jobs. And so that is something that you got to look at, and that is something. So here's what happened. I'm gonna give you some advice here, Aaron. Hey, Ron. Hey, Aaron, whatever it is. Here's the advice for that. You gave out a lot of stuff, right? I agree, that's a lot of stuff. But did you give them it to the right people? Do you know your avatar? And I'm probably guessing you don't, right? So here's the thing. You know who didn't work, and you don't know when the ROI may come back to that. And here's another thing about that too. So one thing I will tell you is don't stop, right? You got to be consistent. You got to be prolific, and you got to be relentless. You got to put out 25-yard signs every week. If you're going to do if you're going to do door hangers, you got to do 500 every week, or every day you go out. Or how many? Let's see. You said you did 400 business, 300 door hangers. You got to do that every day, over and over and over. You got to be consistent. You know, it's not that this is going to happen and it's going to happen overnight. That's where people get it wrong. You just got to keep doing it until you can't do it no more, right? This is one of those things that a lot of people think that I can just do it one time and that's all it takes. You know, I was talking to Jason Hefner, and Jason Hefner was telling me about how these guys down in Florida, they buy these brand new rigs, right? These $10, $20, $30,000 rigs, brand new rigs, and spend zero goose egg in marketing. But yet when they go to sell it, then they start running Facebook ads to try to sell this rig, right? How stupid is that, right? That's pretty stupid. I would say that's pretty freaking stupid. And so as this does, don't spend $30,000 on a rig. Don't do it, because that's the dumbest thing you can do. If you can't get business, the hardest thing to do is to get the phone to ring. Aaron just put in here, he put out 400 business cards, 300 door hangers, and 25 signs and 0 calls. I'm going to tell you something. 25 signs, that's just the start of it. I know people put out 50-yard signs a week, 100-yard signs a week, 400-yard signs a month, right? There's people in this group and then on this call that put out 100-yard signs a week. You know why? Because it ain't just 10, it ain't just 20, it ain't 50, it's 100. Now, there is a point that 100 is too much, right? There can be a point that too many yard signs can be too much. And so that's where we have to look at this and do this and as we do that. The training for business washing and Christmas on the site has 2 dates for September. I wanted the one for October. I believe if you go down at the bottom, you can get the one for October. If you go all the way down to the bottom, it will be for October too. I don't think I separate them, but I can. 4K in marketing, yeah. Don't give up. It's hard work, and it will pay off if you keep at it. Hey, can I clean a parking lot with oil stains with my cold water machine, or do I need hot water machine? I'm assuming it's concrete, and yes, you can with a pretty decent degreaser, and you'll be good. I think this 2 months, August and September, are my 2 worst months. What would you suggest me to do? Well, my suggestion is start working on getting your commercial and putting it in August, July and August, or August and September, or start picking up something else that can pick up that time. Are you still louder than the jet? Keep talking. You are still louder than the jet. Keep talking. Well, I know, and every jet has been freaking going over. I must be right on there. Don't care. Move on. Nothing to say, man. Let's go. Does the membership bill 30 days from joining, I'm guessing, or I'm on the first? Yeah, it should bill every 30 days. Love the advice, man. Make the extra effort. It shows and pays off. Door knock a mile after my job yesterday and land at 5. You know, and that's the thing too, right? If you're not busy, don't just do 5 rounds. You do 10 rounds, 20 rounds. And you go into neighborhoods that you want to go in, I don't want to purchase one. Can you double check it? Yeah, I will. I will go to look at it. I don't know if I can get on it on my computer or not. But that's where are you located at? Oh, Powerhouse. He is in Cleveland, Ohio area. Well, not really. Outside of Cleveland is where he's at. But um, but yeah, so don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. That's another thing. Rather, a lot of times we're comfortable at the lower price because that's where we are comfortable. And so it is definitely something um, that you can do, and you can actually grow your business. But a lot of times it's going to be getting in the uncomfortable zone, right? The uncomfortable zone is places that we don't want to be in. And I'll tell you right now, I don't like being in the uncomfortable zone, but that's where growth will happen. Get to where you are uncomfortable. When you're uncomfortable, growth will happen. I promise you, growth will happen, and it can be amazing, but it's not always easy. And when you're uncomfortable doing things that make you uncomfortable, that is when things get and grow. And here's the thing: if you're afraid of failure, fail fast, because you learn from your failures. A lot of people are so scared that they're going to fail. They're so scared that they can't do it because they're afraid of failure. I want to tell you something. Failure is not a bad thing. The faster you fail, the faster you learn. And this is anything in life. And this is something that it can be hard and it can be scary, but it's back to, if you fail, guess what? Don't give up. Just keep doing what you need to do and keep learning and keep growing. And that's where you will be at. And that's where you can grow your business. You can scale your business and you can do amazing things, because every one of you can do amazing things. I checked the site. It's a typo. Can you check it out? Here's the thing. If you buy one and it's for the other month, it ain't like I'm not going to allow you to come. It'll just be, as long as you pay, I don't care what month you come in. I'm ready to take off in my business and finally have the right state of mind. Hopefully next year I can be on your channel. Let's do it. I love it. They call, keep going. I've had days and door knocks. Here's the other thing too. I want to talk about that too, because I had Matt on here. Matt is in my membership, and Matt, they did a lot of door knocking last year. A lot of door knocking. Him and his girlfriend did a crap ton of door knocking, and they would go for days and not get anything. They would literally go 2-3 days and not get one job. Now there would go days they'd get 4 or 5 jobs right out of the get-go. And so these are things that you can do and you can grow, and that is what you got to do. So it will definitely pay off. And that's something that is hard to think about, but it is definitely, like I say, Matt and his girlfriend, I actually talked to him this week, and they haven't had to door knock hardly at all this year. Last year, they were out door knocking 7 days a week to keep the bills paid and to keep the lights on at their house. I'm ready to take off in my business, hopefully. They'll call, keep going. I've had days I door knocked and neighbors didn't buy anything. Keep it, like Jason said. How do you go after commercial jobs? Go door knock, right? Go flip rocks, go do LinkedIn, go do packages. To $1,800. I was thinking there's no way she is going for the top package. She sure proved me wrong and took the top package immediately. See? $1,800. So if you wouldn't have offered an $1,800 package, you would have been there with a $600 package, and that's all you would have had. And you would have been like, man, that was stupid. I just left over $1,100 on the table. And that's why you go out there and you offer those higher end packages, because people will pay for the higher end packages. And I know a lot of people think I'm crazy when I say that, but I promise you, they will pay you to do that. And that's the awesome thing about offering packages, and that's why you do that. We got to sell and complete another point to hit our goal of 45,000 in a row over what? we gotta sell and complete another 9 to 10 to hit our goal of 45 show that it came from. And you can, I promise you. Bought 4 books today. Excited 10X, 2X, great book. Traffic Secrets, great book. Building a Story Brand, great book. $100 million offers, great book. All of those are great books. Thanks for the inspiration. You will just keep getting them. But, well, I'm going to jump off here because this phone is being stupid. I guess there's too many people in the area, and I guess I should have tried to find Wi-Fi in the hotel. But I will be on tomorrow night at Marketing Live for a marketing Zoom call and coaching call. So if you want to go check that out, go to King of Marketing or kingofpressurewash.com, and I will be on there. We'll be talking about marketing because marketing is the number one key that grows your business. There ain't nothing better than marketing. You can do a lot of things in your business, but if you can't get the phone ring, it's not going to get your business growing. Hopefully I don't get hit by the car here because that could be bad. I guess my wife would get a good payout from the insurance, but that would be a bad day. And so that would be bad. Because I wouldn't have my success helping 1,000 people make $100,000 a year. And if that's you, I want to help you make $100,000 a year. And you get a bunch of Christmas lights down there. I love Christmas lights. If you're thinking about doing Christmas lights, I would highly recommend you do Christmas lights. Christmas lights is a great business to do. And if you aren't thinking about Christmas lights, the only reason why you shouldn't be thinking about Christmas lights is because you're scared of heights. If you're not scared of heights, you need to do Christmas lights. I promise you, you will really good money in Christmas lights. It is crazy money what you can make in Christmas lights. And this ain't even about my Christmas light channel, but you can do amazing with Christmas lights. And it can jumpstart all your other businesses as you start back in the spring. And it can help you sell high tickets because you will have a different mindset that people will pay $2,000 on average for Christmas lights. So I will have that up here shortly. So with that, I hope you all have a great night. I know this is a short live, but I'm getting tired of it connecting and reconnecting because I get up to 60, 70 people and then my internet goes. So hope you all have a great night and go check out kingofpressurewash.com. And in there you will see that we will do the Monday night coaching call. I'll probably see if I can find a place in the hotel in here, a room where I don't keep losing internet. So I hope you all have a great night and a great week, and we'll see you all later.